Well, first things first, it's Fun Shirt Friday here, so I'm wearing a beer shirt, so don't get too distracted by that. But today, the markets decided to dump a little bit. It's pretty clear right now we're in a pretty gnarly downtrend. Markets are kind of bleeding out and dying, and the Fed is kind of helping with that. And so, trading wise, super great day of trading. We're going to go ahead and recap those trades right now from the live stream this morning, which does happen here on the channel every day at 8:20 a.m. Central Time. So come hang out. If you don't watch those live streams, they're free and you can just subscribe and come watch. So let's go ahead and get into the recap of the trades today. Markets are about to open. We'll talk about what we are expecting on this beautiful Friday afterwards. We're just rejecting VWAP. We had a nice little kick up. Let's see if we have anything coming out today. We got 1 o'clock. Powell speaking. Other than that, nothing really. Nice little trendy session to the downside on the overnight. Kicked up to VWAP, rolling over off it across the board. This is what the daily chart looks like. Nice and heavy. Looks like we're going to push the lows, but we'll see. Just a matter of time, I guess, probably. So we're 18 minutes into the day. We had a little flush off VWAP. All of these buys up, I don't really love a whole lot. I'm going to just keep getting big blocks on the downside moves on the ES. 1,000 now at 01. Still just kind of floating to the downside. Got some interest in the 700s. The question is it actual interest or not? That's the biggest question of it all. I think this spot makes sense for it to kind of chill out and roll over. I don't know. Normally on like a 5-minute structure like this, you're going to have like a few candles that kind of curl it out and then it dumps again. Like this, for instance, right? Or like this for the pump up. So I have a hard time thinking that that's like the last time we test that. And if it is the last time we test it, then this thing is just super heavy. But right now, kind of what I'm waiting for is just to like get a little bit of a kick up. Not really trying to long it, but just a little bit more of a kick up so that we can kind of create a new lower high. Because the grand scheme of things, we are trending down for a while. All right, nice little kick. ES coming into that 17 level that we were talking about. NAS at 87, 85 range. I'm going to take this. I'm taking it. It's going to be a fairly tight trade here. But it's right at the level that I was talking about. So I just feel like I need to take it. I'm going to go ahead and put my stop in here. If we get a crazy pump back up. This is obviously pretty in the money right now. So I'm watching for an exit. I want to see this really rotate down into the 40s. That would be like an ideal trade. But I mean, the 20s would also be sick, obviously. But right now, I'm just going to try and let this breathe out a little bit. This is a pretty free trade. I obviously don't want to give back too much, but it is a free trade at this point. So I want to let this try and run as best as I can because I do think that the downside is in play more than the upside right now. While still being smart about taking money off the table, right? So we're pushing into the 60s. I think a 40s move makes a lot of sense. Back into the lows, value area low, etc. But it bouncing at 57 also makes a ton of sense. I'm taking it off. Don't you love that? Me talking about being patient and then 10 seconds later I kill the trade. That's kind of classic. I looked at this and was like, you know what? This makes a lot of sense for it to bounce off of, and we kind of got close. And I'd rather have money on a Friday. So this could be up $400, $500 or whatever. We might get the full rotation down. I might have top ticked this short entry. That's fine. If you're watching the video, make sure you press the thumbs up button down below. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. We got a lot of interesting stuff in the description of this video, which includes my Instagram at TradesByMatt. Follow me there. There's Top Step link down below, both the normal and the swing combine. If you're interested in that, 20% off both of those. Twitter, I believe, is down there. FAQ is down there. So check out all those links. Super helpful. Let's continue to trade. It's also very hard. And I'm going to say this once. I think we got, 1,200 people in here? Someone needs to hear it. It is very easy to lose perspective when you are trading. It's very easy to see all these dudes making 4 or 5 grand a day, 3 grand a day, 2 grand a day in an hour or 30 minutes, whatever. Whether they're doing it or not is besides the point. It's still the concept of making that much money will go effy and screwy with your head. It is very easy to lose touch with reality. I still struggle with oh, I didn't have a $1,000 morning session. It's okay to not be on pace with someone else who you see who's making allegedly $10,000 a day or $4,000 a day or $3,000 a day or whatever. Those happen in seasons of time. From my experience, those are it's like a very seasonal thing where you're absolutely crushing it or you're not crushing it, right? if you're seeing that and you're discouraged, or I mean, even myself, like I was about to say something about like, well, it is only $330. Like that is bullshit. And I shouldn't be saying that because that is a mind F to myself. That's just not true. $330 for one trade, a minute and a half, an hour into the day. Hell, I need to be very happy with that, right? Because that's good. That's good money. But like, I know it can be quote unquote kind of boring to see someone making 200, 300, 400 bucks a day or whatever for a morning session. And I think that's valid in some capacity for like quote unquote entertainment value. But like at the end of the day, that's still crazy money in my opinion for the amount of time and effort being put out. And I think it's a good thing to remember. There you go. We are kind of just trending up here. I feel like we snapped this. I mean, maybe we don't, but look at this. I mean, it just looks like too perfect. Let's see what happens. We just ran the prior high. Let's see if we run 06. If we run 06 and we actually push 15, like I'm going to get short at 15. Failing. I'm going to get short here. So I'm short 95. Went up, tested the prior high on this. Came back down pretty quickly out of it. Got short on the rejection. Looking at a point of control, front run, just barely. Pretty standard trade, in my opinion. And that's it for me. I'm out. We'll take it. That brings us to 500 flat, 491 after commissions on the day. This looks heavy to me. Delta was going to the downside, or not pushing as strong, I should say. We gave the wick up into 05, which was the prior high here. We rejected it pretty cleanly, immediately got back through 400. I got short and then rode that down for 10 points or whatever it was. 2 minutes ago, Daniel Inskeep just posted. Go leave a comment, go press the thumbs up button on Daniel's video. I just linked it a bunch. Go give it a watch. And see you Monday.